Hi YouTube, it's Kiana Hines and I'm back with another video. I've been away for a while, but I've been going through some things and there is no such thing as a coincidence. So what I've been going through has allowed me to see things from a new perspective, and though it appears as maybe negative or bad or suffering on the surface, there's always a deeper underlying message that you have to get to the bottom of. You have to look inward in order to be able to see. And so a message was put on my heart to speak to you today, and I hope that you're able to receive it. And this actually is concerning matters of the heart. So let's get to it so this won't be a super long video. The first sound that you make when you come into this plane is through what organ? The heart. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Your heartbeat is the first sound that you make entering this plane. And being that it is a sound, sound is a frequency, and frequencies travel in waves. And just bear with me so I can eventually connect the dots to this. But sound is also another form of light. And if you understand anything about music and sound and light, then you know where I'm headed with this. If not, then I'm going to try my best to dilute it and break it down. So, the first sound you make entering this plane is with your heart. And you've heard of sayings such as speak with your heart or listen to your heart. And though you hear what appears to be sound, your voice in your head, doesn't mean that that's where it originates. So your heart speaks in a sound of rhythms, okay? And rhythms travel in formation, okay? So information is what you learn to hear, to listen to, and what you learn to follow. Okay, and when you learn to follow information that comes from your heart, then you become more in tune with your surroundings because your heart beats in tune with the environment first and foremost. But when you allow thoughts that to penetrate you that come from an outside source, then it creates discord with your heart, especially if it's in opposition with who you are, and if there's a contradiction between what is and what isn't. So basically between truth and non-truth. So let's back up a second and let's talk about the heart and the rhythms that it makes. Whenever you have a thought and you put energy and emotion with that thought, then it becomes solid. That means it becomes physical because now it's in your bloodstream. When it's in your bloodstream, it becomes a hormone. And hormones are chemical messengers. Your heart speaks with these hormones to all of your organs and tissues and glands. And with that said, you have to understand how closely connected feelings and your heart rhythm is. When your feelings are somewhat negative or destructive, then it creates an out of tune frequency, and that passes, your heartbeat passes through all of your arteries and veins, and that affects how the other organs operate in your body. So if you're creating discord, like this out of tune frequency throughout your whole body, it can create discomfort or disease. And once disease is created, it can spread, especially if it's not corrected. So the whole goal is to understand how controlling your heart pattern by controlling your emotions and your feelings, how that affects your health. And one way that you can go about doing that is when you feel some discomfort or pain, which is how the heart speaks, but it also speaks in joy and love and other ways. Um, but when you feel, let's just say, discomfort, then you need to analyze what is causing that discomfort there, because if you don't, if you just suppress it, then it will spread and multiply. And it will spread to whatever organ is in tune or in frequency at the time with that discomfort. So you never know if it's going to be, in your joints or your leg, your kidneys, or any other body part, that your liver, it could be anything. You just don't know. And information is also spread through what else? Food. Okay? So there are several ways that information enters your body. And you want to be aware of ingredients and recipes. Songs come with ingredients and recipes. That means parts that make up a whole. Food comes with recipes and ingredients. And the problem that we have today is that we no longer understand or know what's in our foods and how it affects us. We also don't look at anything that we put on our on our bodies as food as well, and having ingredients. What we listen to is food. What we see is food, because all of these things have frequencies. They have songs that they play, and they travel in waves. The thing about waves are that waves can cancel each other out. So if you are, let's see, walking in discord, we'll just put it like that, then you're canceling out a lot of your blessings. You're not able to see past yourself because you don't know what you're doing to yourself. And I can tell you this, if there's anything in this world to fear, it is you, because you're more powerful than anything. And the way that works is your heart is the master. It is the God of your universe. It is the one that's giving the messages. It is the one you should be listening to and learning. And if you're not listening to it and learning your own heart, then that means you're still weighed down by the information put into you through someone else. So when you first come into this world, you have been told what to be called, so your name. You have been told what language to speak, what religion or what to believe in. You've been told what to wear, how to think, what to say, how to speak. Pretty much everything that makes you who you think you are has been given to you. And that's whether it's by your parents, your school system, whatever your influences are. But because of that, you're not really able to learn what comes from within you naturally. And that's something that you have to take time to learn. It's not something that's going to be handed to you. So there's basically only one way to know yourself, and that's to spend time with yourself. Once you spend time with yourself and you listen to these frequencies that you receive from your heart, then you can begin to interpret what they're trying to tell you. So if you feel pain, learn where the pain is coming from, then you're able to decipher that pain and work through it to cancel it out. But you can't cancel it out by ignoring it or pushing it down and pretending it doesn't exist. You acknowledge the pain first, and that's just a language that your heart delivers or speaks to you to let you know something is out of tune, is out of the frequency that it's trying to get through. And so your heart, again, speaks to you not just through pain, but also through happiness. And that lets you know that there is an alignment, okay? Now, this video, to keep it from going too long, I'm going to try to, bring it on home and wrap it up. But just wanted to kind of put this out there to get you into the direction of thinking about what your heart is trying to tell you. Okay, so there's the reason that the older, wiser people tell us to listen to our heart, and that's because that's the master. That's where your direction is coming from. And if you put another master before you, then, God doesn't like a jealous God, but it's not talking about, God doesn't like other gods, to rule because he's the only God, she's the only God. And what that means that God is a jealous God is that your body listens to one voice and one voice only, and that's the master's voice. The master's voice comes from you, okay? Whatever agreements you make with the information that's been given to you, and that's whether you believe it or you don't. That's an agreement, that's a contract that you make. Once you believe it and accept it, then it becomes written. Once it is written, the only way to change it is to destroy that contract, meaning to stop believing or throw away that information that you received. Once you agree with something, that information is transferred to every part of your body, to all of your cells. They are given instructions to follow, and that information can affect the health of that cell if it is erroneous, if it is damaging, if it does not serve you. The information you receive needs to serve you because you are the master. If it does not serve you, then you need to get rid of it. And there are ways to know whether it serves you or not by how it makes you feel. Now, just because something makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean that it is not serving you. There's a way to know the difference. And so you must decipher the difference between whether something is a benefit or if it's not a benefit. But that's the message that I have for you today, and this has been recent and constant, so there will be more videos, but that's just something that I had to get out to you, and stay tuned for the next one. I am Kiuna Hines with Nourishment 101, and look forward and stay tuned. Thank you.